Hey y'all, it's your favorite duck here, Derek the Duck, and today is day 3 of being on this cruise that I'm on Carnival Cruise Line. And I don't know if you watched my last couple of videos, but my cabin did not look like this in the last couple of ones, and that's because I switched cabins. And I was saying the other day, oh, it's impossible that they would upgrade me to a balcony, but lo and behold, with the duck, all things are possible. And as you can see, we are in an upgraded, complimentary upgraded balcony room. How did I do that? Well, last night I was in my cabin, which is on the first deck, right? Deck 1, way down there. And it was kind of an interesting room. It was very turbulent. You could hear the ocean and everything. I mean, it was right down there. Now I'm on the 9th floor. But there was this like rattling noise, this like horrible noise that started at about like 9 p.m. and it just kept going. And like at 9:30 I called guest services. I was kind of hoping for them to move me to a different room. That was my first thought. But the other day I was in line to talk to them about my casino free drinks or something like that, and at guest services. And I heard someone saying, I really need to move to a different room. And I remember one of the guest services people said, I'm sorry, sir, there are no other rooms right now. The cruise is completely sold out. There just aren't any available rooms. You're going to have to stay in the one you're in. Well, so I didn't know what was going to happen, but I've heard that story before in my life. And just because they say that there are no more rooms doesn't really mean there are no rooms. There's always got to be some room somewhere, right? So that was what was going through my head. And I was like, well, I'm going to call them. And I was kind of worried because the sound was so loud, like the noise, this rattling noise, like against the wall. It was like something was trying to break in, or I mean, I don't know what it was. It was horrible. I had a feeling that other people could hear it too, and I needed to be the first one to call and make a complaint so I could be the first one to move. And so I called right away, and guest services and an engineer came to the room, and they looked around, and they were like, yeah, this is really bad. And they were like, we could give you like, you know, earbuds or something else. Like, no, like this is going to drive me crazy. I can't walk around with no ears like all day long for the next week. Like the trip, it was only day 2 of the cruise. I said, I don't even know how I'm going to sleep and this and that. And then I said the magic words, right? I let drop that I'm a casino person here. And I said, you know, I just don't know if I'm even going to get a good night's sleep. You know, I'm supposed to be playing in the casino. That's why I'm here. You know, I have all this money I want to gamble, and now I'm just going to be, you know, a mess. I won't be able to play. I won't be able to do anything. And trust me, those are the magic words. They do not want to make the casino people disappointed. So they went back down, and I said, I was nice about it. I was patient. I said, okay, I'll just wait for you to call and figure this out. And then they called me right away, and they said, okay, we've got a room for you. I knew there was another room open somewhere. And it's this one. Now, it's a little odd, the room. It's clearly for a person with disabilities. So they must have saved it for some liability reason, I'm not sure. The door, everything's automatic. The door opens, and the bathroom has all these bars and stuff to hold on to, and all these, you know, things you pull for emergencies. Like this is, and it's even hard to open this door. You have to press buttons, and but hey, it's a balcony. It's a nice one. The other room had this like outdated look and everything. This is just more modern. It's cleaner. It's pretty. It's newer looking. The TV's bigger, and I've got that incredible balcony. I've had the best time. I was so happy. I mean, it was like a miracle that I got this done. But it's the casino thing. It's the casino thing, right? They have to make us happy. If it was just some regular people, you know, just wanting to have a nice vacation, then they'd be like, well, you know, deal with it. But when you mention the casino and they see that I am here on a casino comp, that kind of changes things, right? They want to keep us happy because, you know, they think that's where the money's going to come from. And maybe it does in a lot of cases. Not for me. I've had 2 winning days the last 2 days in the casino, and today is another winning day. So I've only been playing a little and almost exclusively with their own money because they gave me, you know, free play. And so it's just been another incredible day. So first we need to just get the room out of the way. I looked online as to what, since this is a sold-out cruise now, allegedly, you can't see a price for the room, but I looked on another cruise of the same type on Carnival Liberty, which shows that the difference between an ocean view room and a balcony, ocean views on these kinds of trips are usually $820, with the balcony being about $1,111. So I'm just going to make an estimated guess that, just subtract those two and say that this upgrade is worth $291. Yeah, so hey, that counts on my spreadsheet of things that I've got from gambling, right? Of all of the value I've brought in. So that's fantastic news. Then I went, you know, I do have to honor the gods of Carnival and make them happy and let them see that I am gambling. So today I went downstairs to do some gambling. Now, and also, so I updated my spreadsheet to say that tonight's room was $291, but also last night's was. So I went and changed that on the spreadsheet. So that's $291 of new value for this fabulous room for today and yesterday. Now I also added something else to my spreadsheet for the last 2 days. I don't know if you can, if I can show you here. On March 1st and March 2nd, I added 2 new rows onto my spreadsheet called credit card churning. Now this is something that I do quite regularly. If you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know how I do it. So what you can do on this cruise ship is you can charge your room for the money you play at the casino, right? So you just click the button and say, I'm going to play with $1,000. You do this at the slot machine. You're like, I want $1,000, and then you pull it, and it gets charged to your room at the very end of the cruise, which means it gets charged to your credit card, and you earn miles and points on that. Now I do this on every cruise, and some cruises are better at this than others. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown. When I did it on, and I hope I got these numbers are maybe a little outdated, but Norwegian, you know, I pulled out several thousands of dollars. And the problem with Norwegian was that they charged me 3% on doing that, right? Every time I pulled money at the casino from the room, they charged 3%. Now remember, first I do this, I pull the money to play, and then once the money's there, I just cash out at like an ATM or at the cashier. So I'm basically getting cash from my credit card, okay? But at 3%, that's not very good, because most credit cards will give you 1 to 2% cash back, right? So that only really works on those kinds of cruise ships if you have like a new card and it has some kind of spending bonus, like spend $1,000 in your first 3 months and you'll get, you know, 50,000 miles. So that's when you use it on those. So Norwegian was like that. Norwegian was only okay, but I didn't like the 3%, so I didn't go too crazy. Then I went on Royal Caribbean. Now Royal Caribbean charged 5%? Yeah, they charged 5%, which I did not like at all. I was very disappointed with that. Again, that was one of those sorts of things that you have to put on a card, a brand new card or something like that. Virgin was the absolute worst, charging a colossal 7% for you to do that in your rooms. I was not happy with that at all. Now, Holland America is without a doubt my favorite cruise line that I've been on. They are wonderful, and it was pretty much, I think their limit was like 5,000 a day, something like that. But you could charge and get at 0% on Holland America. That was wonderful. So on my last trip, I went on the Panama Canal. You can watch my video. I was carrying around like $40,000 in cash that I had pulled from the slot machines, really, which was placed onto my credit card. And so I'm walking around with all this money, and I'm walking around Alaska or wherever we were. As soon as we landed somewhere, we landed in San Diego and San Francisco, and I was looking anywhere for a bank that would take some of my money, before I got back on the ship. It was just kind of funny. So on this trip, and I forgot to mention this the past 2 days, so on March 1st, I pulled $1,000. I wanted to pull 5,000, but it limited me to only 1,000. So I was like, well, okay, I guess 1,000 it is. So I pulled 1,000. And now thinking about that, I'm earning 2% on my credit card for that. So I earned $20. And it's like a giant ATM machine, so I have a lot of cash. So I pulled 1,000, and then yesterday I pulled another 1,000, okay? So that's another $20. So I've already made $40 just pulling my own money out of the slot machines, right? So yeah, lots of cash. Thank God that they have all these safes here in the room. But and yesterday when I moved from room to room, I almost forgot my money in the safe. It was hilarious, but I remembered. Anyway, today I went down to the machines. Now, if you saw some of my other videos, I've been playing on free play. So on day one, I won $500 playing with the $50 of free play that the casino gave me here. And that was playing Buffalo Mega Power. Yesterday, the casino gave me another $25 of free play, and I played Buffalo Link. And while I did lose all of their $25, I left with, I won $15.59. I'm not really sure if you can call it a win, but none of it was my own money. I took their $25, reduced it down to $15.59, but that's what I got to cash out. So I consider it a win. So today was different. I went to the machine and I clicked pull 1,000 and it said decline. I changed it to pull 500 from the room, declined. 100, declined. 50, declined. 25, declined. 10, declined. Okay, clearly I'm cut off, okay? Carnival knows what I'm up to. And, I almost forgot to tell you. Did I tell you? Yeah, I think I forgot. But Carnival has been pretty nice the past 2 days, because not only did they let me pull out my money, but they also, like Holland America, charged 0% for me to do it. But apparently they'll only let me do 2,000 for the whole cruise. So that's stupid, So as of this morning, I'm cut off from pulling money from my room. They can see that the last 2 days I pulled $2,000, but I didn't spend any of it on the games because I was too busy using their own money on the games with the free play. So I had to go and get one of my own $100 bills and go back to the casino to play a game. It was awful, but whatever. So I go back to the casino, and I'm going to play some blackjack, and here's what happened. Feeding $100 into the machine. Today we are playing blackjack, $1 denominations. On these video poker versions of blackjack, I always double check to make sure. I click the rules button to make sure that this is an actual blackjack, the kind that allows, doubling up and stuff. And it looks like this game, unfortunately, only allows me to do that $4 at a time, so I don't appreciate that, but whatever. And got blackjack on my first hand. good with that win, so I'm trying to find the cash out button. I can't seem to find it. So I'm just gonna press a random button here. But that ended up making me play another hand, but luckily I got Blackjack again. Now I'm really gonna try to find that cash out button here. Okay, so as you can see, that game was a little crazy, but the best ones are. So all I got today was $8, and it was sort of ill-begotten. I didn't even really know I was playing, but I did. I did not like that machine. I can't believe it charges like $4 a hand. You know, it might as well be a table game. It's ridiculous, or a high limit room or something like that. I'm used to just playing 25 cents on those sorts of machines, but whatever. I did win, but I stopped right away. I mean, it was just kind of a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like how they kind of tricked me on that machine with the $4 hands. And I didn't like that they wouldn't let me pull money from my room. So I just stopped. I spent $8 and then I won $8. So that was my gambling for the day. You know, if they're not going to give me cash, I don't know why I'm mad at them. And not only that, right, because they have been very, very good to me. Look at that. They made this animal. I don't know what that is. I think it actually may be a buffalo, which is funny because I love buffaloes. I think they know that I won $500 on Buffalo Mega Power, and now they've given me this buffalo that they made it out of a towel. I mean, they gave me the free cruise, okay, which has unlimited food with it too. Then they upgraded me to this room, right? Then they've given me $75 of free play and unlimited drinks, right? It's like they've been very, very good to me. And not only that, I almost forgot to say, yesterday they said, and you know, to compensate due to, as a gesture to all of the inconvenience that you've gone through with the room change and everything, they also said that they were going to give me a free night at the steakhouse. Now the steakhouse they have here, it's called the Diamond Steakhouse. It's a specialty restaurant, so it's not one of the ones that's just included with the room and board on the cruise. It's not like the buffet or anything. It's like a really fancy place. And so, yeah, they did that, and they scheduled me for tomorrow. So tomorrow, and it's very expensive. I'm going to get this very expensive free steak house dinner. I mean, my gosh, how do you not love this cruise ship? I love Carnival. I will say I love them, but they need to be a little nicer to me on these slot machines. They need to let me pull as much money as I want, and the machines, I think, need to be a little more forthcoming with how much I'm betting. But that's my only complaint. Otherwise, I'm very, very happy. Now let's look at the spreadsheet. What do we have today? As you can see, I've updated a few things for the past couple of days. But yeah, today it looks like I brought in, of value, $516.43. That's including the room, which is valued at $185. The upgrade, $291 for this fabulous room. I won $8 at Blackjack. And then I got three free drinks. Similar, I kind of get the same 3 drinks every day here. A virgin pina colada was my first one. And again, they give me these free drinks as long as I'm in the casino and get them, but they don't like enforce. It's not like some places where they make sure that you're drinking at the slots and that you're actually playing. So I like to take the drinks and come up to my room, and so I enjoyed this virgin pina colada. It was kind of like a breakfast drink out on my beautiful balcony. It was so relaxing. There's nothing more relaxing. You're sitting out there watching the waves on your own private balcony, and all I could hear is the sound of the ocean, right? And I'm just sipping a virgin margarita or virgin pina colada. It was so, so, so good. Then I got this Heineken Zero, right? I got this Heineken Zero to just sort of, after my little lunch that I had. And also, of course, I had an old fashioned. I love, that's $14 a pop. But if you look at the receipt, it says 100% comped on us. How great is that? So I took that old fashioned also onto my balcony and I just relaxed. I just drank it and sipped it and relaxed. All of the stress of the world was just off my shoulders. I had this dumb smile on my face. I'm relaxing. I've got cash in the safe. You know, there's buffaloes, and I'm gonna have a steak dinner tomorrow, and I've got this room with a buffalo, and I'm on the balcony, and it's just amazing. I'm so grateful. I've been very lucky on this cruise. I'm gonna accept that the universe is giving me good things. And the subscribers, look at this. I can't even thank you enough. Look at that. I'm only like 24 subscribers away from finally reaching my goal. I've worked really hard over the past 19 years, over 1,000 videos, and I've just been hoping that one day I'll reach 1,000 and finally get monetized, and it looks like it might actually happen. So again, I'm very #blessed. I'm very, very happy. This cruise is amazing. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please subscribe if you can. And we have lots more videos to come. And yeah, more cruises, more comps, more casinos, all the best things. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.